This Earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
Real wrath of God type stuff. Biblical.
No, not yet.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I came here to give you these facts.
Dogs in camp, living together. Mass hysteria.
We're going to live on. Today, we celebrate.
Flabbergasted by the Audacity.
Alright, I'm ready. Let's do it.
We've been recording. I don't know what you're waiting for.
Welcome back to Flabbergasted by the Audacity. I'm Jamal.
And I'm Patrick.
I mean, I have a word of wisdom. It doesn't really involve me. It just involves Hurricane Milton more than anything else. And that is, as much as the government may be fucking crooked and corrupt, they still want people in their government. Like, they still want people to pay their taxes. And when they tell you to get the fuck out, get the fuck out. Like, I can't tell you how many TikToks I've seen people going, well, we can't leave because the traffic's really long and it would take forever to get out. Yeah, so everyone in the full fucking state, get the fuck out, dude. Like, I don't understand that. You're not gonna beat Mother Nature. Do you understand that? Like, I saw people getting like these metal things to board out the windows. That's great. What about the rest of your wooden house? How are you gonna board that one up, buddy? Like, I find that stupid because what happens is that you then have to keep first responders inside the war zone, and now they gotta risk their lives to save your dumbass because you decided to stay. You know, I saw one video. This guy goes, "I should be okay because I'm in a 12-story apartment." 12 inches of water hits that side of that building. That shit could crumble. That shit could crumble and go sideways, and then you're stuck underneath rubble, and then you're fucking dead.
Yeah, I don't know the condition of this building, but a foot of water hitting the building, okay, you'd be fine. What I'm more concerned about, I have autism. What I'm more concerned about is 12 floors up. I'm on the 4th floor here myself, and the wind difference from ground level to the 4th floor is pretty significant. So I can imagine in a hurricane.
Yeah.
I think the wind would be a bigger concern in that case.
I really feel like people have that false sense of security sometimes. Now, I was in a micro tornado. I'm not sure if you ever heard of that. It's called a micro storm.
Is it similar to a micro penis?
I wish, because it didn't last very long, so yeah.
Like the micro penis.
Yeah. I was in a micro tornado that hit Quebec years ago. I think I was just in grade 6. I was 11, 12 years old, and I was at a track and school event at Heritage High School, and it was like out of a fucking movie, because I went inside the gym to compete in the high jump competition, and it was sunny. It was like not a fucking cloud in the sky, clear as day, beautiful sunny day. And then I leave the school to do the next thing that I had to do. I was doing the 200-meter dash, and there's no one on the field. There's nobody. So I look around, I'm like, what's going on? And I go to my teacher. He's like, you have to get inside now. I'm like, why? He's like, don't, just go inside. So I go inside, and I'm walking inside the school building, and I see clouds coming in. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's gonna rain. It rained. It fucking rained, all right. It was the winds. I think they reached up to about 105 kilometers per hour. The doors that were securing the building were flapping. I mean, I thought this shit was gonna come off its hinges. Like, it was pretty intense. And ever since that day, I've been scared of Mother Nature. Like, I think we all should be afraid of Mother Nature to a degree, but I feel like people who have not been in an intense storm before don't quite grasp it or understand it, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know if these people are just young. I mean, they are in Florida, so I know the IQ isn't very high to begin with, but I just feel like Mother Nature is one thing that you do not want to fuck with.
Well, I think a lot of people live through a lens, essentially, in that you always hear about these things happening, but they've never happened to you. It's like, oh, that won't happen to me. I'm fine.
Yeah.
It's like a certain disconnect.
No.
You're like, that's on TV. That won't happen to me. It's fine.
Yeah. No, you're right. 100%. I really hope that, you know, I did hear. I was just checking up on that right now before we started. That it wasn't as deadly as they presumed in terms of casualties. There are people who died, but I think Helene got more than Milton did.
Yeah.
But for me, I think what scared me the most was when the meteorologist was crying. When he started getting emotional because of how quickly the storm developed, that's my cue. That's my cue to leave. I'm like, when the guy who studies this shit is like, oh hell no, it's time to go. It's time to go. I'm packing up.
Well, I always
It's time
wondered
to
that
leave.
though, because like the weatherman, does he actually have like a background in science, or is he just giving you the information that someone else collected?
I don't know, but I watched the clip. He got emotional. I'm like, is he crying? I was like, oh, that's not good. If he starts crying, you know shit's about to be fucking terrible. So I was like very, I was worried. I saw a lot of TikToks of people in the storm, people staying home to do, like, I was like, you guys are brave. I'd be the first one out. I would have left a week early. I would have been like, I'm gone. I'm not even here anymore. Don't even contact me. I'm out. I'm out of the state.
We're going on vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, no, for sure. It's scary. Hurricanes are definitely scary, man. They're scary stuff, and this one spawned like a lot of tornadoes. It did weaken from a category 5 to a 4 before it hit landfall, and last that I heard, now it's just like it's a tropical depression, so it's not a.
That's sad.
It's no longer a hurricane. I know, it's so weird that we call it that. I don't understand the choice of words sometimes. A tropical depression. Such a weird.
I think it has to do with pressure.
Weird term.
So.
Yeah, I guess, Yeah.
I think.
But
It's crazy though. Like imagine like getting through one hurricane, you're like, all right, that's it, we're good. Milton comes in. Did I need to warn you a second time?
Yeah, no, I feel bad though. Like they really got hit. Like it wasn't even like oh, we're gonna hit like partially. Nah, it just hit Florida like hard 2 times. Like I feel for the people of Florida. They're resilient, man. Cause for me, no one have been. If I would, I can imagine opening up a business. You put your pride and joy into this business, just for money to come and wipe that shit off. I'm leaving. I'm leaving the whole fucking country. I'm like, I'm gone. I'm going to where there's no more hurricanes, because I'd be depressed. I'd be fucking depressed. I'd be fucking depressed if I went back to my house and it was fucking gone. I'm like, no, I'm gone. I'm done, dude. I'm done.
It's kind of crazy because like regions of Florida are prone to hurricanes and flooding and whatnot. At what point, as a population or even the government, decide like, you know what? Let's just not have people out there.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I really don't understand that.
Because it's like, for example, Canada. Most of our population is near the border because it's too fucking cold further north.
Exactly. That's why no one's fucking up there.
So why don't Floridians move more inland, away from hurricane kind of weather?
I have no clue, dude. I really could not tell you. Some people are really. I saw this one TikTok with this guy named Lieutenant Dan, who's gonna battle out on his boat because he believes that God has his back. I was like, oh yeah, okay, buddy. Right. That's a good one. That's a fucking good one.
Does this man have legs?
I don't know, but if he did live though, that's one hell of a story. I'll give him that one. If he does survive that, I'll be like, you know what? Props to you, buddy, for getting to that whole thing and actually living. That is impressive. But
just imagine, though, Jamal, you fight in the Vietnam War. You lose your legs because Tom Hanks saved your life. You go through like a horrible depressive phase where you think life is meaningless, only to then join Mr. Hanks on a Bubba Gump shrimp ship, collecting shrimp, become a millionaire with him. And now you're fighting hurricanes at the age of like, must be like what, 70 now?
Yeah, he's 70, 80, yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ, that's a hell of a life.
Yeah,
we ain't shit.
So I hope so. I hope that he does make it. But moving away from Hurricane Milton and going onto another disaster. Joker 2 did worse than Morbius in its opening week. How do you, as the movie buff, I'll let you have your piece here.
Well, this is one of those sequels where as soon as they announced it, I was skeptical because I'm like, you're gonna make a sequel? There better be some bomb-ass writers in the room to pull that off. Because the way the first one goes, it's like a classic story of like a great character arc of someone's downfall, downward spiral, and then ultimately just becoming a villain. When they started out essentially as a good person trying their best, right?
Yeah.
And so then you announce a sequel, everyone's like, okay, let's see what you got. And then immediately, we got Lady Gaga. That's not a positive, but it's not necessarily a negative. We'll see what you do with that. It's a musical. You're pushing it. I don't know what's going on here. And then when you find out, essentially, the original writer-creator didn't want to do the movie, but the studio pushed it and gave him a buttload of money to do it, and you're like, oh fuck, it's one of those. And then it comes out and no one really cares about it.
No, I think you nailed it on the head. That's exactly what was going through my head.
I know last week you were saying you were gonna see it regardless. Do you still feel that way?
I think I'm still gonna see it. I haven't got around to it. I've been really busy this last week, but like I think I was gonna see it in theaters, and when I saw that it did worse than Morbius, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till it comes out.
That's the thing though, because like a box office doesn't necessarily depict quality.
This is true.
Because sometimes great movies do horribly. Like Dread 2012 comes to mind, which is one of the best action movies of the 2010s easily. And it did pretty mediocre at the box office. So it's not a testament to its quality. However, what really makes it a formidable thing is staying power. Word of mouth usually spreads. Like for something like Top Gun Maverick, it did decent at the opening box office, but it just kept going because everyone was like, "It's fucking good. You got to see it." Joker all around is either it's boring, don't bother, or it's awful, don't bother. So it's done. It's one and done.
It's bad either way. I definitely, like I said, I still am gonna see it. I just don't know when I'm gonna see it. But I'm not like I said. I think Lady Gaga as a singer, she's a very talented vocalist, but she can't act. When she does act, it's a musical. Like she did A Star Is Born. She's singing. Joker 2, she's singing. Like I think she did one other movie where she's singing. I'm like, that's her spiel. That's her thing.
Which is fine, but just stay in your lane.
Which is fine, but stay in your lane. Exactly, stay in your lane. Joker is not meant to be that. You know, like
that's the thing though. It could be done. It's possible. They just did it badly.
I think they did it badly, but I think it's like again, it's every artist as an actor, as a musician's dream, but also double-edged sword in a way that you always want to make a banger album or you want to make a banger movie, and then you do, and you spent forever chasing that high again or trying to outdo what you've done. Michael Jackson's Thriller is a great example of that, right? Michael was always obsessed with beating Thriller once he made Thriller, and he never was able to do it. Never happened. It's
not possible. Right? It's like lightning in a bottle.
Exactly, you know. So it's like I feel like with Joker, the first was fucking fantastic. Like Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar for it. You know, like it's a fantastic movie. So I think you know what though. I like you said like the company DC pushed it. I'm like, of course they're gonna fucking push it. It made them money, but at the same time, I can see why he didn't want to do it. He's probably like, I can't beat that. I did exactly what I wanted to do. That's it. There's nothing that I can really do to top what I've already done.
That's the thing, though, because a movie like this, if you take away the character of Joker, there's no way it would get a sequel. Because essentially, it's very similar to old dramas you would see in the 70s and early 80s. Something like a Taxi Driver or, what was it? King of Comedy. Things like those old Scorsese movies where they're just character-driven. Like that's it. It's not a superhero character or anything like that. So those would be one and done. You would never expect a sequel from them, even if they did very well, which those movies did pretty well for its time. But they would never get a sequel because that's it. That's not what it is. But this is it's considered a superhero movie just because of the name. And so immediately, superhero movies always get sequels. So there you go. I made the money. You get a sequel.
No, it's nuts. It really is. It's crazy.
But what honestly blowing my mind though, it's like I understand how they got the director Todd Phillips, just give him a ton of money. That kind of makes sense. But I don't know. I feel like Joaquin Phoenix would have way more integrity than that. I honestly feel like he would have read the script and be like, nah.
He definitely could have. You know, it really depends. Honestly, it's one of those things where it's like sometimes like people do it for like the cause of it. Like I'm sorry, I keep going back to like different examples, but like there's a really famous hockey player. His name was Sidney Crosby.
I've never heard of him. Psych.
Yeah, okay. At least you've heard of him, thank God. But anyway, Sidney Crosby, his contract ended with the team that he was playing for, and he took a $20 million price cut in his contract to basically give the organization a chance to win another Stanley Cup by using that $20 to allocate it to different players. You know, so he took that cut for the greater good. Maybe Joaquin Phoenix did that because like, you know what? Script's not that good, but I know without me, this movie just doesn't get made. And maybe who knows, it might be good. Now he knows, but it's like maybe.
I see what you mean. Like essentially, like take the paycheck and put the money to good use, type thing.
Exactly. Like maybe he was like, you know what? Let's see. He knows. I think he knows. Like deep down that if he's not in the movie does not get made. Like if they go, we're gonna do Joker 2 without Joaquin Phoenix. No one's seen that movie. It's not gonna happen. You know.
So you're not making Joker 2 then? Okay.
Basically, you know. So it's like I think he kind of did it in the sense of, you know what? Maybe he trusted the director. Maybe he trusted the people, his agents behind him, going, listen, Joaquin, this is gonna be good for you. It's gonna be good for your image. There's many factors that could have went.
Yeah. Well, he's walking away from it. Even I think I heard Gaga did fine. Like she didn't do particularly bad or anything. But like Phoenix is walking away scot free essentially because everyone's saying like the movie sucks, but he's still Arthur Fleck. You know.
Exactly. I think he does a good job. I don't think he's gonna receive much hate, to be honest, which is great because I don't think he deserves it in any sense. So for him walking away scot-free and collected a pretty hefty paycheck, I don't see a loss for the guy, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I don't think this is gonna hurt him in any way, which is good. So it's definitely a bonus for him. I want to change directions, and I want to go back to a topic that we had spoken about a little while back. And I have a story attached to it that happened last week that further, I guess, cemented my fact that dating apps are fucking garbage.
Okay.
And that is, but basically, my girlfriend, she has two girlfriends, some of her best friends, and they want to go clubbing. I hate clubbing.
Yeah, clubbing is the worst.
I fucking hate it.
Men out there don't go to clubs. They're for losers and girls who just want to dance and ignore you.
Basically, yeah. So we went to this club. Now, first of all, I will say this, and this is super smart by like club owners, that for men it costs money to get in while women get in for free.
That's That's actually sexist as fuck, and I hate that.
It's sexist, but it's so smart though. I hate it because I had to pay $20, obviously.
Oh,
but
so you went?
I had no choice. So
you had no choice. There's always a choice.
Yeah.
You look her.
Really, no.
I know it's hard because she's Asian. You look her in her eyes.
That's funny.
You look her in her eyes and you say, "No, I'm not fucking going."
You open her eyes a little bit. No, you know. But I said to myself, you know what? I never went with a woman. I've always went single. So maybe it'd be different.
It's not. I went with a woman, and that was the one time I went, and I would never go again. It's boring, uncomfortable. The music sucks. Everything's super expensive. You can't even get drunk.
Definitely. For you, definitely. I don't know how the fuck you even survived that. At least for me, I knew some of the songs that was in there. Anyways, so I went there, and like I said, I get it. It is sexist. I think it's fucked up, but I can see why they're successful. That makes a lot of sense. They make a lot of money that way, right?
Wouldn't they make more money if they charged women too?
But women wouldn't go. They wouldn't go then, for sure.
Why wouldn't they go?
I don't think they would go, to be honest, because like I said, we look at women go there for two reasons: to get dick or to get drunk, right? Now, if you're charging them at the door, then like, oh, you know,
how am I gonna get my dick if I have to pay money?
I really feel like for women, it's one of those things where they're gonna go. They just need one club to go. You know what, women, come in for free. The drinks, you know, you'll have to pay for whatever, but come in for free. That's gonna instantly draw guys to your club. I just think it would have to be an anonymous decision of all clubs to go, you know what, we're charging both men and women. It had to be an anonymous decision. It had to be almost like put in law. Because if I'm a club owner, I'm letting statistically, and I can contest this because I'm an entertainer. Women dance more than men. I think you could agree with that, right?
Absolutely. Dancing is
So
for faggots.
I was gonna say that, or gay men. Or gay men
Or
too.
gay
Yeah.
men.
So what I'm saying is that it's the fact that women like to dance. So I'm going, of course, if I'm a club owner, I'm going, yeah, this is gonna bring me men to come to my club. It's gonna bring me money from drinks. It's like it's a great decision. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. In my eyes, it's fucked up, but it's a no-brainer. So we go in there, and we had a good time, me and my girlfriend. We realized that because her friends are a bit younger than her, they're 20 and 21, and she's 23. I realized that me and her are older mentally than the other two because after 45 minutes we were done. Me and her, we both collectively looked at each other like, yeah, we're gonna go sit down now. We're tired. Like, we're collectively tired. Now this is where it's interesting. I'm gonna try and do my best word to visual situation here. So the two friends that my girlfriends went with, they're single, so of course they wanted to act single. So we left them alone basically, while me and her danced somewhere else. When we finally had a break, we just sent them a quick text. Hey, I just want to let you know that the cutoff time is 2 a.m. Like, we're leaving at 2. Like, regardless, if you find someone at 2 o'clock, you want to go home with them, cool. But I'm out of here by 2 o'clock. And if you need a ride home, you better be with me at 2. So about like 1:15-ish, they both come out of the mosh pit, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
No, that ain't the mosh pit. Don't fucking call it that. It's just the dance floor. That is
dance floor. Yeah. So they one of them got lucky. Matt, made out with the guy, whatever. But the other one told me this story. Now try and imagine this, right? He was using her hands to feel herself. So he was like running her hands over her body, but his hands were controlling it, basically, right? He then proceeded to kiss her the first time, which she said was okay, and then turned her around so her back was facing his front, so his dick was basically rubbing against her ass. He proceeded to lean backwards, not towards her, but lean backwards while grabbing her hip and fucking her aggressively with clothes on.
She was dry humped on the dance floor.
Basically, but he was leaning back. It wasn't like he was like standing straight and just doing the motion. He was leaning backwards. Like she said, when I turned around, he was his dreads were almost on the floor.
Ah.
You understand what I'm saying? So like half his body was perpendicular to the floor, like from like I want to say from his torso up. And I'm like, why?
No, I get it, Jamal. I get it.
Yeah.
No father, he doesn't know how sex works.
Maybe, or he's a virgin, one or the other. Because then the second time that he made out with her, she goes,
He got a second go around. After that. This bitch has no standards.
So, I asked her, I go, why did not stop? She goes, to be honest, she goes, the first kiss was okay. I was like, okay, this is weird, whatever, but like maybe like he'll stop. And I was like, no, like just leave after that.
No, you basically told him it's okay, and then he kept doing it.
Well, when he made it the second time, she said that all she could feel was his teeth. And he basically was like darting his tongue into her mouth, and that's what she just said. She just goes, bathroom, and just walked away. And I was like, okay. So after that, they go back into the dance floor. He finds her. She's like, and she's making it very clear, I'm no longer interested. Like she was done, right? She's like, yo, like come on, whatever. She's like, and she like left again to come to us. Like we were like the safe space. And this is where it gets very interesting. Now, this is my favorite part of the whole story.
Did you fight this guy, Jamal? Did you fight him?
No, God, no. God, no. Did you see me? I'm not fucking fighting nobody. So my girlfriend goes, who is bisexual, by the way, goes, we should go in front of him and make out. And for a second, Patrick, I got really excited because I was like, 2 girls making out, so it was a good time. But then her best friend was like, no. I was like, all right, well. But then.
All right, real quick, I gotta interject here. All right,
yeah.
Okay. So first of all.
Yes.
The idea of making out with someone you just met is off-putting to me. Like, even if I saw like a super beautiful woman, I don't know you. I don't know what you do with your mouth. I don't know what your hygiene is. I ain't kissing you yet.
Yeah.
That's just
no,
me.
My girlfriend was telling.
No, I know. I'm speaking like about the other girl. The other girl.
Okay, yeah.
Now we're getting to your girlfriend. All right. So let me get. Okay. So theoretically or hypothetically, if your girlfriend did that, she suggested it, right? She suggested the make out in front of the dude?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say she went through with that, right?
Yeah.
And then you kiss your girlfriend later. You had another man's saliva in your mouth now. Do you that's gay. That's gay.
Well, Patrick, you know what's funny? There's a comedian that I heard yesterday, and he was going, there's a guy going, yes, he goes, I will never shake another gay guy's hand because he's touched so many dicks. And the guy goes, well, I masturbate like 5 times a day, and you shake my hand just fine. So, like, what's up with that? I was like, yeah, I'm shaking your hand. You touched your dick, right?
Yeah.
And I touched my dick. And you shook my hand.
It's fine, though. I know your hygiene.
No, okay, I get it. I don't know. But, so basically, she didn't go through with it, but needless to say, they spoke about it 2 days later. And this is why I hate dating apps. It's gonna come full circle, I promise you. Her best friend then goes, I was definitely thinking about it. And she goes, okay, well, why? Because you're not bisexual. She goes, well, I was drunk. It's okay. That's the line. Well, I was drunk. It's okay. That's a crazy line.
Yeah, but then when you sew up, it's rape. That's the problem. It's retarded.
But, okay, well, that's not where I was going with that, but sure.
Okay.
But what I was saying with that, I feel like on both sides, I'm not saying just women, I'm saying on both sides, that we sometimes use alcohol as a shield for our actions, which should not be the case. Because, as they say, a sober man's thoughts is a drunk person's action.
No, it's I think it's a thing that women typically do. Not all women, just a lot of women do it. And a lot of weak men do it too. They use alcohol or any sort of substance as an excuse to be an asshole or to just do stupid shit, right?
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic, right? David's an alcoholic. Justin's an alcoholic. Like,
yes.
We've never done anything retarded or like hurt anyone or anything like that. But women or retards, when they drink, they just do whatever the fuck comes to mind. Because like, it's okay, I'm intoxicated. Like, no, you're still a person.
No, it's not. You know, and that's the part that threw me off. Like, once he said that, I will admit, I lost a little bit of respect for her after she said that line. I'm fine with you saying no. Like, hey, like, I was thinking about it because I am bisexual. I do find you attractive. That's okay. If she would have said it like that, well, you know what? It's fine. We found my girlfriend hot. Maybe she thought that I was gonna say something or I was gonna be upset. I was like, dude, do what the fuck you want to do. I don't give a fuck. But I was like, the fact that you said it like that you're gonna use that as an excuse for your actions is a terrible way of looking at it. And it just adds on. And then to add on to that story, both girls got the Snapchat of the 2 guys. The one that was successful, who actually liked the guy, and the dry humping, tongue punching motherfucker.
How does that happen?
She got his Snapchat just because he would not stop.
Like, okay, that's just stupid then. So you just gave him another way to contact you and all that?
Well, no, because I know you don't know how it works, but you need to add them back before they can start messaging you.
Okay. And if her shit's on private, you can't see anything anyways, so.
Exactly, right? And if they block you, then they really can message you, right? So he added her. She never added him back. He unadded her and re-added her again like 8 hours later. To gotta be like, hey, like, you didn't have me back. And she's like, I'm not gonna add you at all. Because you're fucking disgusting. You know, so it's like, it's just one of those things where I said, well, now why would you do that? He goes, well, you wouldn't leave me alone. I'm like, okay, but you're your own person. Like, you know, like,
yeah, you just say no.
Yeah.
You get the 3 strike rule, right? Okay. You say no 3 times, and then you strike, as in hit him in the dick.
Exactly, you know, and for the girl who was successful, and got his snap, I was like, sorry, let's go see this. He goes, no. I'm like, so then why would you do that? It's like, well, you know, like, he's probably like a bad person. Like, I'll text him and see, but he's probably like a terrible personality.
So
I'm like,
Jamal, I'm gonna tell you this right now, okay? Your girlfriend's friends, they seem like hoes.
well, they're both single, so yeah. You know,
women like that honestly are typically bad influences on women who are actually in relationships. Because
I will say though,
dude, anytime you fuck up, she's gonna go to her friends, and her whole friends are gonna be like, "He ain't shit, leave him."
To be honest though, and you are right, women do that. I know my girlfriend and I know the friend, so it's like I know my girlfriend very well, that she knows that I'm like the best person on the fucking planet, but she knows that she's in a good relationship, that she doesn't want to ruin that, and she also agrees that her friend's a hoe, so it's okay.
Okay.
So
if she knows that, it's good.
Yeah, no, she knows. So it's like, I told her, I said, I'm not gonna scold you because you know what you did wrong, but I just find it really fucked up that you're gonna talk to this guy or add this guy. Who knows? He probably has no fucking DMs. And he is probably super happy that you chose him to make out with him, and you add him on Snapchat, and that you're just gonna ignore him. It's fucked up. I said, if you are the girl who, she's definitely been that girl where she's going, oh, we're all the good men and why am I such assholes? You are attributing to that. You are attributing to the bad behavior that men go on, because I feel like we all start kind of naive and kind of like, oh, the world can't hurt us and people are nice to us, and then we become more bitter as time goes on. This does not help. This does not help the situation at all. This is bad. This is really bad. You know, like, because this guy might, next time around, he might be like, you better add me, you better text me, and then harass the next girl because you decided to not respond to him because you wanted, like, whatever, it's just make out session, whatever. Like, not every person's like that. He might be like, oh, whatever, I made out with her, I don't give a fuck. Maybe he's like that, but not all guys are like that, you know? So, yeah, so that, all in all, I hate clubbing. Don't do it.
I'm confused though, real quick before we wrap that up.
Yeah.
You mentioned, what does it have to do with dating apps?
Well, because Dana's the exact same thing. Dana's in a sense of, not in the sense of like the whole like fucking dry humping and shit like that, but in the sense of women go on there just to go on there. There's some women are not even there to date. They're just like, oh, I just want the validation.
Oh, okay. So
I just want to know that I'm pretty.
It's just for attention, just to know that they're desired.
You know, listen, but and might I add, the men and women in that club, I can categorize them into 3 categories. Black guys with dreads, white guys with brown hair and earrings, and women wearing something from either Dynamite or Garage or Ardeen and having their tits out. Basically that's all that I saw the whole night.
Were there that many dudes with dreads?
Dude, I counted at least 12.
Huh.
Like, and the club is a very small club. So I'm going, the fact that there's 12 of these motherfuckers in the same space is hilarious. I did like observing the culture around it. Like, I've seen a lot of guys, like, some guys were very successful picking up some women. Some guys, not so much. Some guys just kind of stood at the bar the whole day. I saw one guy in the weather app. That guy was funny. I don't know who the fuck he was trying to fool. Like, he was texting hoes or something. Homeboy was checking the weather for tomorrow. I was like, dude, really? Like, what are you doing? And in the bathroom, in the men's bathroom, I forgot, they had a basket with tons of different stuff. And a guy sitting there with a fucking credit card machine. They had condoms, mints, underwear for some reason. I don't know what the fuck you need underwear for.
Shit yourself.
Yes. What else did they have? I think they had like
Do they have any self-esteem in there?
Fuck, they need some deodorant. It was just some perfume. It was just like, I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
If you think like that's how much stuff they have in the men's bathroom, imagine how much they have in the women's bathroom.
Probably nothing, because all women all came with like their purses. They all come with like their purses.
Yeah, but you have to leave it at the coat check, don't you?
No. No, I saw a girl walk. I mean, there's a lady who at the front who checks to make sure there's nothing illegal in there, but no.
Yeah. Dude, I remember the
like
one time I went to a club, I had to give my jacket and shit, and I was like, I better get this back at the end of the night. I swear to fucking God. Because it just seems like some shady shit, right? I can just imagine like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
just one bad employee in the back, just like going through everyone's pockets. Anything valuable?
Yeah, no, honestly,
And if
you
something
know
goes
you're
missing,
wrong.
you're just
not
gonna be
wrong.
like, they can just do plausible deniability. Well, we don't know. It's your shit. You take care of it. We don't touch them. You just hang
Exactly.
them up. So.
Yep. No, you're 100%. You're right. So
No, that kind of
Yeah,
stuff
no,
where you
I-
just have to blindly trust strangers. I hate that. I hate that so much.
I don't like doing cold tricks in general. I try to avoid that as much as I can because
Yeah.
it's just never a fun time. But yeah. So I mean, like I said, the club experience in Montreal is always something interesting. I've been in it a couple of times now, and I've never liked it. It's never been. It's just not for me. It's just not my vibe. I don't know what it is about it. I like, and while I was there, I was like, I got friends of mine who do this every weekend. I'm like, you're insane.
I
To be
would
doing this
love.
every fucking weekend.
I would love to go like I don't know what they're called. They're like, you know those bars you would see in movies where there's a stage and there's always a band playing.
That's fine.
I would
That's cool.
love to go to that. Like Rock of Ages with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
That kind
yeah.
of shit. Or Roadhouse. I would love to go to a bar like that. That'd be so cool.
That's fine. That's fine. Live music, everyone's sitting down and listening to music. Cool. That's not the case. That's
Not
not the case over
necessarily,
here.
because the ones that I'm thinking of, especially like, because I would see old music, not music videos, but like live performances of old bands where they're playing in what is supposed to be a bar, but there's easily like 100 people at least, like just moshing in front of the stage, going crazy. Like I know a lot of Metallica stuff has been remastered from like their early shows, just playing in random bars and shit like that. And it looks insane. I would love to go to that because it's essentially a free concert.
Yeah, basically.
You
Yeah.
just go
no,
into
it
a
is.
bar. There's probably an entry charge because I'm a dude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Probably.
I would love to go to a place
Yeah.
like that, and you can
No,
dance.
yeah, for sure.
Depends on the band, but yeah.
But yeah, no, that was not fun, to say the least.
I have a theory though. I think things like clubs are essentially going to die out though. I think they're going away.
From what I can tell, no.
I don't ever hear anyone say anything positive about clubs anywhere.
Well, you know what's so crazy? And much as, like I said, I lost respect for one of her friends. She was like, it was so fun. I'm like, where was that fun? Please tell me where that was fun.
Where's fun?
For you,
Show me
especially.
fun.
Like, where? You know, it's like, I don't think they're dying out. What I will say though, is that and this is a story from my dad when he was in Maldives. They got these new things coming out. They're called quiet clubs. When you go into these clubs, they got headphones that they give you. There are 3 DJs, red, blue, and yellow. Let's just say, for example, they're all playing different music. Maybe one DJ's playing R&B, one's playing rock, and one's playing hip hop. And then they have like their own like little rooms, and you can go in there. And when you're tired of that music, you just change the fucking headphones to the other color and go to the other room and go dance over there. And guess what? No one makes any noise complaint because it's all going through your headphones. No one's actually hearing anything. And then when you do want to talk to somebody, you just take off one of the headphones, and guess what? It's quiet.
That's so weird.
So you can just talk to them in a normal voice. And that is perfect because, especially places like Montreal, that's a very condensed city, right? That there's a cutoff time for noise in certain parts of the city. That would help them immensely. Now you can put clubs anywhere that has like a hall, because they don't need to have a noise permit, because guess what? They're not making any sounds anyways. All you hear is the squeak of like the sneakers on the floor. That's it. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
It's like when
That's
they
the
do
beautiful thing.
you ever seen that on YouTube? They do like musicals without the backing track or whatever, and it's just awkward singing, and you can hear their shoes shuffling. That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah. So is this that? I think that's very smart. I don't think clubs are going to be going away. I think maybe they might start to downsize a little bit. I think it's I think ever since COVID, I think COVID got rid of a lot of things. I know for a fact that the first club that I went to closed because of COVID. They couldn't make it. But I don't think they're going away. I don't think you really hear about it because I don't think we're in that limelight. We're not. Our friend group is the farthest away from clubs that you can get, and then some.
Well, that's the thing though, because the people who would go to clubs regularly, or like occasionally is fine, I guess. But the people who do that though, they go on a regular basis. They're typically not our kind of people.
Exactly my point. So that's why I feel like we're not hearing about it. You know, like, 'cause I know some friends. I don't know them super well, but I know them enough to consider them a friend. Like, I've seen them street, like, hey, like, how are you, whatever. Like, I see them, and I'm like, I spoke to one of them. Her name was, I won't say her name, but I see her on Instagram every week. She's at the club, and I recently saw her outside, just passing by. And I was like, hey. She's like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Just a little conversation. I said, hey, I gotta ask you. I'm like, do you like own the club? Like, she's like, no. She goes, I've been a regular at this club for a while now that I've become like a royalty. I know all the bartenders, stuff like that, and they basically, my job is to recruit people to come in and reserve tables. And when you reserve a table, you have to buy a bottle. That's how it works, basically.
Yeah, and those bottles are a ripoff. They charge exorbitant amounts. And
oh yeah.
They're banking on the fact that most people don't know shit about the bottle.
Yeah, basically.
And
yeah.
they just go, oh, $200 must be great. I'll take it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's probably like garbage shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, she goes, my job is to recruit people. And then she goes, would you like to come? I'm like, no, thank you.
There's a name for that. I think it's like social advertising or something. Where
yeah.
I remember they did like a scene in a movie once, and it blew my mind. Mm-hmm. Like, he's paid every day to just walk around his city and just talk about products to random people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not in like an advertising way, just like a social, like, hey, have you tried this? They're insane. They're awesome.
Yeah. So it was definitely one of those things where I was like, okay, got it. You know, so I'm happy for her if that's what she wants to do. But yeah, no, it's just not something that I can. I don't think they're gonna die out though. I just don't think we're in that right crowd that we hear about it as much as people who are in that crowd or who are surrounded by those types of people. You know, so yeah. I have one last thing. I'm not sure if you have anything else.
I have two things.
Yeah, you do? Oh, okay, please.
Yeah. After what's it called? The downfall? No, after the underperformance of Star Wars Outlaws, Ubisoft has seen a 90% decrease in their stock.
Thank God. Thank God.
And they might be selling to another company.
No, the world is healing.
Dude,
Thank God.
It's so funny because everyone who hears this news is like, oh, deservedly. Who gives a fuck? They suck. No one likes Ubisoft.
I haven't liked them since Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and that's been a long time.
Black Flag is like what, 2012? Something like
yeah,
that?
Yeah, fuck, let me check. I think you're right. I think it's...
I'm pretty sure, something like that. But it's crazy though, because they were one of the biggest companies.
Like... Oh yeah, they're on top of the world for like a minute. October 2013. You were close. You're off.
Yeah. But
so it's like
it's crazy.
They're on top of the world for a minute. Fuck, they had Assassin's Creed 1 to Black Flag was, fucking look at that, 9 out of 10, 8.7 out of 10, 4.3 out of 5. It's like fucking amazing game, and it all went to shit after that. I don't know what the fuck happened.
They went the Call of Duty route. Oh, we gotta release one every year, every 2 years, something like that. And
I was at GameStop 2 weeks ago in America. And there's a new Assassin's Creed that came out. I'm like, the fuck? I was like, they're still making these games.
That's the thing, though, because each release for the last, 6 years, has diminishing returns. But the thing is that the technology isn't changing, and they're not innovating the gameplay. So it's essentially copy-paste most of the things, except for the setting. And you just tweak minute details of the combat and some game mechanics. And be like, oh, it's a new game. There you go.
Yeah,
and that's the primary reason for their downfall, because they don't.
Yeah, because look, I'm looking at it right now. They got Assassin's Creed was 2007, Assassin's Creed 2 2009, right? Brotherhood was 2010, Revelations 2011, 2012, Black Flag 2013, and then it's where all shit. Rogue 2014.
That's crazy. Though,
Unity 2014. They released 2 in the same year, and then 2015 Syndicate, and then they took a break. Did Origins for 2017, Odyssey 2018, Valhalla 2020. I didn't even know that they made that one. Mirage, and then just took a 3-year break for 2023. And now I just saw the new one that's coming out. I think it's Japanese,
quote unquote, starring Tyrone.
yeah, fuck, exactly.
I cannot believe that. That's the blackest Japanese dude I've ever seen.
it's just for me. It's like I said, it's diminishing returns. The games are it's no longer good. They're just not good. Like I said, I'm playing Warcraft 3. That game came out in 2008 and has a better storyline than some of these fucking games. And that's a fucking RTS.
Well, that's what a lot of
sake.
I don't know if I could say hardcore gamers. I would say hardcore to a little bit above casual gamers are saying. Most new releases aren't worth the price because the price has increased dramatically, but the quality of the games has gone down. So it's like, why would I pay more for less? So everyone's saying play your backlog, buy old games, send the message to the companies that you need to get better or reduce your prices, or preferably both. But you know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because even dude, I know Rockstar. Someone I don't remember who it was, but someone who works at Rockstar was saying, "Oh, we had this crazy thought. Like, what if we start charging people based on how much they play the game? So like a cost per hour, essentially. Because if you buy a game for, we'll say the age gone beautiful price of $60 for a brand new game."
Exactly. Yeah.
But then you play it for like 500 hours. That's crazy though. Because if you think about like a regular job is pay by hour, right? Mm-hmm. So if we'll do the math real quick, just for fun. So $60 divided by 500 hours of gameplay, that's 12 cents an hour. Yeah. Wow. And so the Rockstar dude's comment was essentially saying like, "Oh, we should be paid based on how much you play the game." So
no.
And everyone's like, "Don't,
yeah,
don't even think about it.
Don't even head in that direction."
And it's wild though, because that's the thing though. A lot of these companies, when they get so big, that at some point they start letting in people who don't even like gaming. They don't even play video games. They're just there to make the company money. So all they see is dollar signs.
No.
They even have the dude from Ubisoft. There's one dude. His job is literally how to monetize every single aspect of the game. And he was quoted as saying, "Why does everyone hate Ubisoft? Don't you know people work here? Stop wishing for our demise. These are people's lives, you know." It's like, yeah, but you make products. So you're supposed to make good products, not shit products.
Like, I think every company goes through that. And like I got a buddy of mine who loves to hate on Nintendo. Mm-hmm. And he has all the right to, you know, because it's one of those things where actually one of our good friends Shobi sent me a text last night. He was asking about wanting to buy a Switch, Nintendo Switch, right? Mm-hmm. And he was surprised when he told me that I was surprised myself when he told me that the price was $400 for a Switch with Mario Kart already installed on the system. I paid about that much money for when the Switch came out, and I got it like near release date. I've had the Switch for a while now, so I'm going. The fact that the price has not dropped, and I want to say the last 4 years, maybe even longer. The Switch came out before COVID, and we still have it, and it's still the same price. It's ridiculous. It's nuts. Prices should go down after release. First week you want to make a profit, go for it. By all means, yes, I understand. You have to pay your company. You gotta pay the people who made the game.
That's essentially how it works, though. Because when a new game or console would come out, it'd be typically the rich people, your rich friends, who'd buy it first, and then you'd be like, "I'm gonna be reasonable. I'm gonna wait. I'll save up for it."
Yeah.
Or wait for a price drop. But now it just there is no price drop. Happening. There is.
Yeah, they're just not coming in. They're not coming in anymore. Or sometimes I remember when I bought GTA 5. I think it was I got a bonus for pre-ordering it or something like that. Mm-hmm. Or I think
the pre-order came with the blimp and that was it, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, the fucking that's what it was. But still, I mean, yeah, it was useless, but it was still an incentive. It was something. Now to get to go, you're gonna pay $100, you're gonna fucking like it, and you can't do anything about it. Mm-hmm. That's fucking nuts. That's fucking nuts. It really is insane. So no, as much as I agree with him on that one, says that it is people's jobs, people's livelihoods. Fine, I get that part, but unfortunately, it's like you just picked the wrong company to work for. I'm sorry, you should have done your research beforehand.
But no, it's literally though, what is happening is literally the point of capitalism. Capitalism is driven by competition. Mm-hmm. And growth. The growth part isn't really relevant for this, but the point is that if you're making a product, someone else is making the same product. Ideally, the person who makes the better product succeeds while the other falters, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So when you're saying, "Oh, our products are just this way, you should keep buying them anyways," when you have all these other dudes making better, in this case, games, making better games over here, everyone else is going to gravitate towards the better games.
Yeah.
So you can't just sit there being like, "Hey, why don't you buy my lemonade even though it tastes like piss?" It's because the dude next to you is selling fresh lemonade with ice and it tastes like lemonade.
Yeah. But I mean, I like I said, I think it's good because it's gonna give. I think it's gonna give these indie companies a bit more of an edge. I think gamers are starting to gravitate toward that, like this is what you're saying, in the sense that we're no longer going in the direction of just buying the same, refurbished garbage. I think it's good. I mean, there's always going to be a populace that buys these refurbished garbage games. That's just human nature. Not everyone follows the same path, but I think it's gonna give these indie games a bit more of a light. I look at games of like Hades. That was a roguelike game. That was an indie game that came out, and it took the internet by storm. A lot of people were playing all over it. And then you have those one-hit wonders. Getting Over It was another one of those one-hit wonders that everyone and their grandmother wanted to play. But I really feel like it just needs to continue. And I think Ubisoft falling like this should be assigned to EA, Activision, Blizzard, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony. Hey, we're getting tired. We're getting tired. We're getting tired of this bullshit. I was just watching the PS5 Plus to the Pro. Sorry, the PS5 Pro, and them trying to justify why you should be buying the new PS5. I watched the whole 40-minute trailer. Nothing in there told me, oh yeah, I can see why. Nothing. There's fucking nothing. They did side-by-side comparison. I'm like, oh, so I can see that tree 20 feet away clearer. Oh yeah, that makes me want to definitely get a PS5 Pro for sure.
At this point, graphics aren't enough to sell games. It used to be like, holy shit, look at this jump, because the jumps were actually crazy in quality. Now it's like slightly better, better, and that's it.
It's like a little bit, but it's not to where I'm like, oh my, like what you're saying, So it's just frustrating. I'm glad that. I mean, I'm never happy when people lose their job. That's never fun. But I think I'm glad that it's happening. I just hope it's not a company like Activision that buys them, because that just doesn't help.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, because what happens typically is a bigger company buys the little one, right? Yeah. And the little one just essentially becomes
dies.
I wouldn't say dies necessarily, but it transforms into just what the bigger company is. For example, this is gonna be a wonderful segue.
Okay.
Disney buys Pixar, right?
Yes.
Now all the Pixar movies just look like Disney movies.
Yeah, basically.
So I just saw Inside Out 2.
Oh god.
And yeah, it's like I said, big company buys little company turns into exactly what the big company is, and it doesn't matter anymore. You might as well not even have that name anymore.
Yeah, no, it's
So Pixar is only Pixar by name, just as Ubisoft will be only Ubisoft by name when it's purchased by someone else.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hope that's not the case, but you're most likely right. And I think that sucks, but it's just one of those things. What are you gonna do?
Like you said though, I think these indie developers and all that, like I don't remember how I found it. I think I was just scrolling through shorts on YouTube, and I saw this trailer for a game coming out at the end of this month called The Axis Unseen. And the only reason I was drawn to it because from one of the original developers of Skyrim, who went off on his own to make his own game, and this is the game. And I was like, oh, Skyrim was great. Let's check out your game. And immediately I'm like, holy shit, this looks so much better than anything Bethesda has done in the last decade. So I'm really drawn to that now, and it looks really cool. It's a survival shooter, open world type thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no, it's my computer just crashed. Now I'm on my phone.
Did you
my
leave
computer
and come back? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, no, I did. That is actually pretty good. That means you can just the train. Yeah, just crashed. I don't know what happened.
Drop in, drop out. That's crazy. Alright.
But yeah, it's. I'm hoping. I'm hoping that who knows, maybe other companies will start to drop after that. But yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I'm gonna go over is just my usual like little college confessions here because every time I go back on there I find something else which is just hilarious. Um, so I think the one that I'm gonna read you today is let me see if I can find it here. Yeah. So to the person complaining about chewing gum and heavy breathing, I am on Adderall and coffee. I'm on enough Adderall and coffee to kill a horse. I'm gonna chew all I want, for I am cracked out of my mind. I don't know who these people are, but I feel like these people are fucking acts of fucking mass destruction or something. I don't know who our university students are, but
Yeah. Well, they're very entitled, I'm noticing.
oh yeah, no, that's another
It's
one.
like the
They're
more
very
expensive the school, the more entitled they are, and they just get pissed
yeah.
off over everything.
Yeah, I already believe that their opinion is just, and we should all follow their own opinion. I'm like, okay, buddy, well, you're not that big. You're a fucking university kid. However,
Yeah.
though, I remember, I think I saw a statistics like way back when saying that I think like university students are under as much stress as like insane asylums back in like the 50s, something like that. Could have swore I read that
There's
somewhere.
no way that's true.
You know what? I'll look at it for next week episode. But I remember I did hear about that. I actually just watched a really cool little documentary, but I will say that for next week. I thought it was pretty interesting. I liked what they were talking about. So,
Alright.
with all that being said, this is Flabbergasted by Audacity. I'm Jamal,
And I'm Patrick.
and we'll see you guys next week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe one of my computers.
The decision rests with you. Rests with you.